Very good morning, children. Myself, L.K. Tripathi. Dear children, we have been discussing about history, and that is the social reforms. Much more things we have discussed in the last videos. We have studied a lot about that. Now we have a new video, that is movement against child marriage. The practice of child marriage prevailed in many parts of India. Often girls were married at the age of 2 or 3 when they were too young to understand what marriage meant. It also put an end to the education that girls might have been receiving. Besides, their health got affected as their bodies were not ready to bear children at such a tender age. In many cases, child marriage was also responsible for early widowhood. Thus, social reformers took up the task of putting an end to this practice and encouraged state legislation on this matter. They condemned the legislation on. They condemned the practice of child marriage and advocated ending child marriage through legislation. In 1860, the marriageable age of girls was raised to 10 years. In 1891, the Age of Consent Act was passed, largely due to the efforts of Behramji Malhari. By this act, the girls legally approved age by this act, a girl's legally approved age for marriage was raised to 12 years, before which she could not be forced to have physically relations with her husband The next act, known as the Sharda Act 1929, increased the age of consent to 14 for females and 18 for males. Movement against Sati. Sati was practiced in many parts of India, especially in Bengal. Many traditionalists believed that the act of self-immolation helped a widow and her dead husband attain spiritual salvation. The woman who became a Sati was also reversed as a goddess. This ritual was so this ritual was believed to be an act of purity, self-sacrifice, and dignity. The Orthodox group supported Sati and justified it on the basis of scriptures such as the Smritis and Dharmashastras. In 1829, Lord William Bentinck, the British Governor General, passed an act to ban the practice of sati. Movement to widow remarriage. Widowhood was considered inauspicious, and a widow was forced to lead a scheduled life. Widows was forced to lead a secluded life. Widows were not allowed to marry and wear octicides during festivals and weddings as a bad woman. Many reformers advocated widow remarriage and proved that it was not prohibited by the Shastras. These reformers were strongly criticized by Orthodox Hindus. However, Governor General Lal Dalhousie appreciated the efforts of reformers and the Widow Remarriage Act was passed in 1856. Major reformers between the 1820s the 1850s, there were many social reformers who favored both legislative intervention by the colonial state and a wider program of female emancipation. They set up several organizations to fight for women's better social status and education. Raja Ram Mohan Rai and the Brahmo Samaj. Raja Ram Mohan Rai, also called the father of modern India, was the leading reformers of modern India. He started the Atmi Sabha to launch a movement against the social evils prevailing in Bengal. He knew many languages such as Bengali, Sanskrit, English, and Persian. He laid the foundation of the Brahmo Samaj in 1830. It aimed to preach monotheism, belief in Langa, improve the position of human in society and liberate the society from rituals and superstitious practices. He led a campaign against the practice of Shakti through his journal Sambad Kaumdi and convinced people that the cruel practice of Sati was not permitted by the Shastras. His tireless campaign persuaded the British Governor General William Bentinck to abolish Sati. The Brahmo Samaj also promoted widow remarriage in Bengal and campaigned against child marriage. The early marriage of girls was declared illegal in 1872, largely due to the efforts of the Samaj. Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar. About Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar, we shall study in the next video. Till then, complete your task. Go properly. Thank you.